Perfect. We're live for the golf championship that will be happening in Tokyo for the Olympics. How you feeling about this event coming up?
Whoa, we are feeling good. I gotta get better on those reflex skills, though, if I want to make it to the games in 2024.
So today's stream is going to be the Olympic opening ceremony is getting rebroadcast on, is it NBC that's doing it? So we thought would be a good opportunity to talk about who's going to be in the Olympics, what the guys' team is looking like, what the girls' team is looking like. Very excited to have golf back in the Olympics, a 100-year gap. And we're just excited to really just be covering it. You know, this is something that as I got into golf maybe a little bit more, I couldn't believe that it wasn't an Olympic sport. And now to see it as part of it, and you got a lot of people that are representing their country out there with extreme pride and whatnot. It's just it's super exciting. So we're excited to bring it to you guys, and we'll go over our some of our picks, who we think is going to win, and just kind of take it from there. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, let's get good. I'm excited. I love the Olympics. Ooh, the Olympic Village. The Team USA is getting up and ready to head on over to the stadium.
All right, you do your thing. I will get into really who's going to be like competing in the tournament, and I have on here the Olympic field who's going to be playing. These are ranked. John Rahm as being the number one player, and then Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, all the way down. Really good showing out of Colin out of the last major for sure. That last final day didn't make a single bogey. Really happy to have him on the team. And we'll go over some really promising teams and, who's really looking the part on, who might be out there to beat, who are the teams to beat. Personally, I'm looking at the Olympics as like, obviously you're going to have your individual winners, but, I do want to talk about countries too. One of the things that's possible for the United States is a medal sweep. We have the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th ranked golfers in the world for the guys that are teeing it up for USA. So extremely strong team when it comes to that. And we'll go over some of the other teams as well that are just super strong. Australia's looking really good with Cameron Smith and Mark Leishman. You have Canada with Corey Connors and Mackenzie Hughes. They've been playing extremely well, especially in the majors recently. And any one of them could come up with a top 5 position, possibly snag a medal. I think you're going to see South Korea do a really good job. I'm very excited to watch them compete with Sung Jae Im and Siwoo Kim. They're two really good golfers there, and for the ladies as well, they're going to be hard to beat, and we'll get into them in just a little bit. But yeah, I think at the top of the list is Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Xander Schauffele, and Bryson DeChambeau rounding off the team for the U.S. Really strong team. Would obviously be super disappointed if we don't get a medal, and definitely potential to get a medal sweep, which is what I'm personally rooting for. I think it's going to be hard to beat John Rahm, but I think we got a pretty good team. Who are your picks? Who's someone you might be looking out for there?
Well, we're definitely going Team USA all the way. I think Lexi Thompson, being a veteran Olympian from the Rio Olympics, I think that she might be able to put on a little bit of a show for us, for Team USA. So I'm definitely rooting for Lexi. The Korda sisters, Nelly Korda and Jess Korda, are killing it recently. Her sister just ranked number 1 recently with her most recent major win. And I really think that we got some fresh legs, new people in the golf world. Danielle Kang, really excited to be a part of the team. And we'll throw out some other details and facts. I don't want to let everything out out of the gate right now, but yeah, just really hopeful for Team USA. I think that the ladies have a really good shot And yeah, hoping for some gold.
Hey, can you text my dad? Bear with.
Good. We're Gucci. Yep. And clear.
Perfect. All right, so we'll go over. I'll finish going over some of the teams, and then we'll get into kind of like the favorites, and really what we'll be kind of looking for, what the story of the Olympics will be. I think you got a really strong team with Great Britain. You've got Paul Casey and Tommy Fleetwood. Really happy to be seeing Tommy Fleetwood going and playing too. He's that's going to be a hard team to beat as well. I could see either one of them getting a medal there. I think this is just such a for major championships. I think the era of golfers is really people that show up and want to play golf because of major championships. I don't think that will be the absolute major focus as time goes on. But there's more opportunities. There's opportunities to be in the Ryder Cup. There's opportunities to be in the President's Cup, in the Olympics. And just going over and seeing that that's a possibility now, you're going to see so many different golfers coming out with different abilities. I think I was telling CJ earlier, one of the things that I could see over the next few years is what was I going to say? Is better players coming out of Asia because of what's happening in the Olympics. You're going to see a lot of players who just are inspired by these golfers, and they just want to, they want to play for the pride of their country. And I think you're going to see a better and better infrastructure to be able to support how, like, the USA does so well in gymnastics or in golf or whatever. There's certain countries that just do really well in certain sports. I think that will become a whole lot. You'll see a whole lot more people that are, coming out of countries like over in Asia there. So I'm excited because I think it brings golf to the masses. It brings competition golf at a high level to the masses. I think you'll start to see what happened in South America for that Olympics. That's great for that country. That's great to have them be able to go to their homeland and have all the best golfers go there as well. I think it's inspiring for people, and maybe someone who plays soccer or plays cricket or whatever sport you play to have the opportunity to be introduced to golf is going to be huge. And I'm very excited about that. You have countries like India, Anaban Lahiri is going to be playing in it. Love what he's been doing for India for golf. I see him up there on the leaderboard every now and again. Ireland is going to be Rory and Shane Lowry has been doing really well in the majors. Rory as well. Some of these guys, you just see them week in and week out at the top of the leaderboard. So to kind of see where everybody is, it's really exciting. Really exciting. A ton of competition. I think in a little bit, maybe we can get into what our hopes are for the Olympics in the coming years, because there's a lot of players that we wished were competing that are not competing on the men's and the women's side. And I think for whatever reasons, it's not for me to judge or anything like that, but I guess just as a fan, we want to see the best of the best. And for some of these World Golf Championships or these majors, you're seeing that. And there's no reason why the Olympics, which happens once every 4 years, couldn't be that. And I think that there was a lot up in the air this year, a lot that we were unsure about. And that's okay. Like we're going to move forward and we're going to make the best of this. And I really still think it's going to be an extraordinary championship. You've got Hideki Matsuyama, Japan native, who just won the Masters. And, I'm curious how someone like Hideki is going to play in his hometown. Is that something that is going to be a factor? Is that something that's going to help him out? Because there's a ton of competition. I'd love to see Hideki do well. Personally, I think that would do so much for Japan, even to see him get a bronze. Just by him participating in these Olympics, it's doing a huge number for Japan there. So a lot of really cool places. This will just be an extraordinary competition. Anything you're looking forward to that's sticking out for you that you're going to keep your eye on?
Well, I've actually never really watched the Olympics in the golf arena, if you will. I didn't watch it in 2016 golf specifically, so this will be my first time watching it, so I'll be really excited to see how everybody performs. Yeah, I mean, like, I love the Olympics. This is something that I get excited about every 4 years, and it'll be interesting to see how these players play at this specific course. What do we call it? Club K, because we're not going to call it the full name on the pronunciation. So for short, Club K. That's where they're playing at. But yeah, it'll be really exciting to see what other countries are doing as well, ladies and men's, to see who's going to come out on top, to see if maybe Lydia Ko is going to get gold this time. I saw that she got silver 4 years ago. Shan Fang was a podium person, and there was one other, Imbi Park. Yeah, I think she won gold. Yeah, so really great Asian representation. I like seeing Danielle Kang out there. I think that she can really perform well under pressure, especially for majors. I'd love to see her get a medal for sure. So go Team USA. We're sporting our Team USA shirts here. Matt's got one on with the Olympic rings. Proud sponsor, Budweiser. I got that shirt a long time ago. Funny, at a Mohegan Sun event I cooked for college, and they gave us that shirt in a goodie bag. That was pretty cool. And I got this shirt last year when the Olympics weren't a known thing. So I think they were trying to sell off a lot of their merchandise, and I was like, sure, I'll get a shirt for $5. Why not? Love our country. You guys will see. I have another shirt too. I'll put that one on the next time we go live. So we got 3 people watching. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Matt and I are excited for these Olympic Games here. So let's go.
Yeah, I think I'm most excited to see how this course plays. I've obviously never seen any sort of championship golf on this course. And I know a little fun fact that we brought up earlier. Hideki has a little bit of history on this course. He played it back in 2010. He won the Asia Pacific Amateur that was hosted there, which by winning that got him to be able to play in the Masters. So he was able to get to the Masters there, and that's the tournament he just ended up winning. So he's got a little bit of history there. I'm curious how that will play out and see really if that gives him any sort of advantage being able to compete on a course before 10 years ago. So he's probably played there a couple times. We'll see how it is. A par 71, about 70, I think it was 7,100 and change yardage. Doesn't seem too long. We played it the other day on PGA Tour 2K21, which was a lot of fun. Yeah. Just nice to see the course out there. And, I'm excited to watch the guys play, and also to see how the ladies play it differently, because I noticed that how their games are a little different. They have to approach it just a little bit differently. I think you were going to see hopefully some low numbers, but I would just love to see a shootout, see a couple people go after each other on the back nine on the final day, and really who's gonna have it this week. I'm feeling really good about like a Siwoo Kim coming out and being able to snatch up a medal there. I also see Sungjae Im from South Korea. It's a team that sticks out to me for sure that I really think is worth mentioning. I don't know if you would necessarily call that like a home field advantage for them, but I would be surprised if they don't have any history at this course. You got so much firepower out of the U.S. team. Probably someone that I overlook a lot is Xander. But if you look at the majors, I mean, Xander is just doing a really good job in for top tens, and he's just always there. So I know he did super well in the majors this year. Didn't necessarily win any, but he's always there top 10. And there's a mixed bag too. What we did is we took the 4 majors that we just had, and if this Olympic field was competing in those majors, like if you just did top 10 based on how the Olympic field was in those majors, it was a mixed bag. John Rahm did really well. Colin obviously did really well, but you have guys like Shane Lowry and Paul Casey making showings in the PGA, and for these big tournaments, it just takes Shane Lowry having a good week to bring home a medal for Ireland. It just takes Abraham Answer a really good week to bring home a medal for Mexico, and that would be huge. I think one of the things that I think I'm going to stick on, because I think I'm greedy as a USA golf enthusiast, would be to see a medal sweep by the United States. It's going to be so hard to get past John Rahm and a lot of these other teams. So that's kind of the story that I'm sticking with. There's so much firepower here, but just also the participation around the globe. Really just honored to be a part of it and kind of perpetuating the game in any way that we can. So that's that there. I'll pop up for you guys the Olympic schedule that's going to be coming up. It's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the guys, starting the 28th of July. And then a couple days off for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the ladies, August 3rd through the 6th. Those are going to be live at 6:30 p.m. all the way to 3 a.m. Eastern time, or being produced by the Golf Channel. So we have a video on our channel if anyone's looking for how to watch. They're not sure where to watch. We're watching it through Fubo, which has the Golf Channel on it, so we'll be able to watch it there. We'll be doing a couple live streams, obviously, for that final day for the guys, also for the first day, because we want to go out and see the course and see as much golf as we can. And then for the ladies as well, very excited to see their field and what they're made of. Again, the Asian participation, they're going to be really tough to beat, even though we have 4 really good players coming out of the U.S. Thailand is doing really well. There's so many good players that are, they have to be beat. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I hope a ton of birdies. Anything you're hoping for, like from the golf course standpoint?
Lots of birdies, but what would be really exciting is to catch one of the ladies get a hole-in-one or something. That'd be pretty exciting. We do have a little bit of background here for the ladies that I have pulled up just to educate anybody who's tuning in or would like to tune in. We're talking about our golf predictions for the Olympics, and I have a few facts out here for the ladies. So we got Nelly Korda, who is currently ranked number 1 in the world for ladies golf. We got Lexi Thompson, ranked number 9. Jess Korda, which is her sister, Nelly's sister, she's ranked number 13. And we have Danielle Kang, ranked number 5. So this is everybody's first Olympics except for Lexi Thompson. She's a veteran in the sport. So hopefully she can shake off the nerves for Team USA, if anything. Yep, and she did. She tied 19th last time in the Rio Olympics. That was Lexi Thompson. And it was an interesting thing that Matt brought up to me earlier today, is that there were a few players who opted to forgo a major, which is a really big deal. That's not something that players take lightly at all. And those people who opted out of the Avion Championship in France were Danielle Kang, it was Lydia Ko, and there was one more. Inby Park, I believe. Yeah, all the medalists and Danielle Kang decided to opt out because that's a pretty busy schedule. You know, they've had back to back like different places in the world that they're competing against in like the past 6 weeks. So that's like a lot to deal with, and they got the Solheim Cup coming up too. So that's a lot of things that they're gonna have to juggle with their schedules. But Danielle Kang, I know she made this Olympics a priority. This was something that she did not take lightly. She really wanted to be a part of it, and she wanted to represent USA, which is awesome. And I think she's a great person to do that. And I have a few facts about Danielle Kang here. We have pulled up. She's age 28. She's a 5-time LPGA Tour winner, with her first victory coming in a major fashion at the 2017 KPMG Women's PGA Championship. And I actually remember watching that live on television because I was rooting for her. I actually remember exactly which polo she was wearing. It was like a nice light blue shirt, and I was like, I want that shirt. You know why? Because that's the shirt that champions wear. But I was just like obsessed with Danielle Kang after that, and I was really rooting for her. She had a great story. Her father passed away right around that time, and it was really emotional for her. And when she won that, it was just like she felt her father's presence right behind that winning putt, and I was like, wow, that really hit home. Just like, you know, like just being emotional, you know, you're just like, oh wow, that was so cool. And then let's see what else we have here. It was the 6th LPGA Tour title of her career and came immediately following a victory the previous week at the Major LPGA Classic. So, oh no, I'm sorry, that was Nelly Korda. There we go. She represented the United States at the Solheim Cup in 2017 and 2019. So Danielle Kang is not new to the highest stages in women's golf. She's definitely been up there with the best of them. And yeah, I'll turn it over to Matt right now, but I have a few more facts about all the other ladies later in the stream.
Yeah, it's a good point. You know, I think it's a good transition into what we were talking about before with how busy of a schedule some of these pros have. And, you know, just as a fan, I think Tiger's a great example. You know, we're all like, where's he been? How's he doing? And it's like they have so much going on, and we expect so much of them as players. And, you know, one of the conversations that we had was what we wished the Olympics really could be. And that would be participation from the best players in the world. I mean, you don't want to watch swimming if Michael Phelps isn't going to be there, or the track race if Usain is not going to be there. If it's going to be, not to insult anybody, because even a B and C list athlete's going to kick my butt in anything. So, but, you know, for golf, we want to see the best of the best show up. It's what makes the Masters great. It's what makes the U.S. Open great, and all of those championships. To put that sort of demand where there's not too much, the only incentive really, and I think it's probably easy from my chair to say that, is that like you're playing for your country. There's so much pride, and just it's a once in a lifetime thing. And we made the point of every other year you're getting 12 players to go on the Ryder Cup. And then this is every 4 years, you're getting a potential of 4 players to go on your Olympic golf team. U.S. looks like it's going to be 4 for a little bit. They're obviously doing well, but that's not the point. The point is we love to see the best players show up. And I think that's what gets the people involved. And I'd love to see more countries involved in it and just to see their participation in it. But I also would love to see the best players in the world. And I'm not going to name names because I don't think that that's important. But just for the tradition of the Olympics, I do think it's really a key point in the next couple years to be able to make the Olympics a tradition. I think when Matt Kuchar won his medal last Olympics in Rio, you could just tell by the expression in his face. He was so prideful. And he's just like, I feel so much pride for my country right now. And it's like, I think that emotion and that focus it's good. It's what makes the Olympics great. I think there could be more of that, for a country like Uruguay, a country like Ecuador, to be able to maybe inspire some kids to take up a different sport, get a different focus. And, I know for you and I, golf has been great. It's an awesome sport, and it's nice to be able to bring this to you guys. And, this is a historic time in golf. It hasn't been around in the Olympics for 100 years. So what tradition do we there haven't been no dual medal winners. There's been no dominance in the Olympics like Michael Phelps has done. And so that's open. And if you could get a player that dominates the Olympics and never wins a major championship, I think that they could still be just as viable as someone who wins 3, 4, 5, 6 majors. I don't see a major being more than a gold medal. I mean, I think that is a possibility. I think there's probably a bunch of golf fans that are probably discount the Olympics and kind of think it's like a, not a, keep it in golf terms, not up to par with all the tournaments. But I beg to differ. I think I'm going to take the stance of, it being one of the greatest traditions in golf. And so that's just being written. We only have 4 rounds for the men and the women with last Rio. And so now we have Club K that we're going to be going and playing at. And I will not pronounce that course, so I'm calling it Club K, like CJ said. I want to make sure I give it justice. So I think that that's important. And, I just think it would be great. And you see the ladies taking off rounds for majors to make sure that they're prepared for this. I mean, that says a lot. You wouldn't see many of the guys taking off for the PGA Championship or the U.S. Open. And I'm sure there's more of a conversation to be had there about the difference between the guys and the girls majors. But I don't really think it's that big of a line. I still think it's just as big of a tournament for Nelly Korda as the British Open is for Phil. So I think they all take those as the biggest tournaments of the year. But there's something with the Olympics, and I honestly think the ladies are doing a really good job of being prepared for it, of making it a priority. And I mean, if you're one of the 4, that's a nice thing to have on your resume. And I'm excited. I hope that, again, I hope that the ladies do a medal sweep. I think that would be wild. I think it's going to be next to impossible with how deep the talent pool is, through and through Asia with the ladies. They have such a foundation of really good golfers. Lydia Ko out of New Zealand. You got MD Park out of South Korea. She's, her and her whole team. I'd be surprised if South Korea does not get. I'd be very surprised if South Korea does not get a medal this Olympics. I'd be very surprised. You just have such good golf coming out of there, and yeah, I'm just excited to see what we're so early in this Olympic golf journey that it could go anywhere. It could go absolutely anywhere. And there's so many great stories that are going on, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, really.
You know what I think is interesting is that I'm just over here doing some research while we're watching the opening ceremonies here. So, 7 out of the 8 Olympic athletes for Team USA are first-timer Olympians, which is crazy to think about. and it's so cool. It's such a new thing for the Olympic Games. I'm really glad that they brought it back, like you mentioned, Matt. And it's just like they can pave the path for themselves. And I'm really glad that this set of 8 decided to take it on pretty seriously. You know, they didn't take it for granted that they got invited to represent Team USA. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then a nice fact that I was looking up as well earlier on the day is that the Korda sisters, their parents were very competitive tennis players as well from the Czechoslovakia. Their mother actually competed in the Summer Olympics. When was that? In 1988 in Seoul, Korea. So the Korda sisters are part of a very athletic family, to say the least, and they are ready to rumble. So, like, I would not mess with these girls. They are out for gold. And I really like to see the competitive edge on everybody here. These are all very young ladies, all in their 20s, 28, 26, 22 years old. Like, this is some young blood. I'm in my 20s, Matt's in his 20s, and it's so cool to see these people doing what they love to do at the best stage possible. It's just like, it's phenomenal to watch, and I don't doubt we're going to see some very memorable moments here.
I'd love to see a playoff, some shot, because there's some tournaments like the Travelers, for example, Jordan Spieth holding out of the bunker, Tiger at the Masters, pick a shot, that chip in he had on 16, the putt he had on the 72nd hole of the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines in 2008. I mean, I would love to see something like that in this Olympics, like the shot, because it's stuff like that that just brings electricity to the sport, where people are like, yeah, man, I gotta play. That's what takes a kid in Chile and has him pick up a golf club for the first time, or like go with his friends or something, or just whack a ball around the yard, whack a rock around the yard. And there's so much to it. It's funny, like introducing golf to someone for the first time. We've done it many times, and there's just a wonderment that comes with it. And I think the Olympics is a stage where that is more so a possibility than it ever has been. You can do well at the Masters, and obviously what Hideki did at the Masters was huge for Tokyo. Absolutely huge. He's was already huge, and now just after winning the tournament, that does numbers for a country, for pride, for so much. And I hope to see something like that in these Olympics. I hope you see more participation out of more countries. But yeah, so out of the if you were to pick one person for the guys and the girls that were going to win a medal, who do you think your odds would be on?
Ooh, that's a really tough question. I could tell you what I would like, and then I could tell you who I feel like would win. Like, like popularity versus like reality. So I would like Danielle Kang to win a medal. But I think in reality, it's going to be Nelly Korda. She's gonna come home with the gold. She's on a hot streak right now. Just came back off of a major win. Now Rolex is #1 golf player of the year, or player currently. So that's kind of where I'm guesstimating what's going on with that. And actually, an interesting thing too. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys because I ended up watching the Olympics earlier in the morning just because I was like had some free time at work, and I was surprised that Matsuyama wasn't the final torch lighter for Japan. I'll just say it at that. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but I thought just because of him bringing home that Masters win for Japan, that would have like changed the way that Japan thought about golf or whatever it was. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. I thought that was kind of interesting. Could have shown some light, for the golf love over there. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd say for the ladies, yeah, it's even going to be hard to beat like Brooke Henderson. I think Inbee Park will have a good showing for sure. Gosh, I'd love to see Lexi win. I see Lexi and Justin Thomas as two perfect representations of USA. Just, I don't know. I think it's their demeanor more so than it is their stature or anything of that nature. I feel like they're winners and they just go out there and they get it done. I think a guy like Justin Thomas, I'm really happy to be on the team. It's a stacked team. I hope Bryson does well. I know he's been a little shoddy in the last couple tournaments. But he's won the 2020 US Open, and he's been playing so well in here and there. So I think he's a great person to have on the team. I genuinely think it'll be hard to beat like John Rahm. I really think John Rahm will leave with a medal. Although I'm still going to root for the USA sweep. I'm telling you, I think that like Siwoo Kim is going to do something. I don't have a feeling about Hideki. I wish I had the strongest feeling about Hideki, because I would love to see him like go win by 10 shots. Just blaze it and shoot 62 the first day, and just no one ever catch him. Just not feeling that way. I think I honestly think Xander will do pretty well. I don't know why I'm having a feeling about Xander. And I think you're going to see someone random out of like Ireland, or whether it's Shane Lowry, or if you see like out of Australia, Cameron Smith or Mark Leishman. I think you're going to see like someone in the 20 to 40 rank in the world. I think you're going to see someone there take like a silver. I would be very upset if the U.S. didn't win a medal, but I wouldn't be surprised. There's so much talent out there. There's just so much talent that it's going to be hard to. You have to go and beat the top 50 players in the world. There's a lot of talent out there, but I would say if the U.S. were to get a medal, I think I'm going to go with. Even Colin. How do you root against Colin? I'd love to see him get a medal. That would be huge for that man's confidence. Just coming off that flawless victory at Royal St. George's. That was incredible. He just did not make a mistake. He got up and down when he had to. He's, 20-some years old and shooting like that on the fourth day of a major. Like, it's impressive. It's really, really impressive. It does. I hope to see. I hope to see him get a medal as well. Him, John Rahm, and then like Siwoo Kim or like Cameron Smith or someone from Canada, maybe Mackenzie Hughes or something. I think you'll see someone random in there that will get a medal as well. But we'll see. We'll see. This will be an interesting tournament. I'm super excited to see the course. Very excited to stream the first day and just kind of see what the golf course has to offer, and what kind of scores are out there. And we'll keep you guys posted. We're going to be doing a stream for those for the first day for the guys. So here's that schedule again. It's going to be 6:30 to 3 a.m. That is a dedicated golf fan that will be up for that. But if you do happen to miss it, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. the next day, you can watch it just the same. Just try and stay off of social. 'Cause I used to hate that. If I would because I used to work at the golf course, right? And I would just I would not want to know who the winner was, and then I would come home and it just every time it's like, okay, let's go back to coverage of Phil Mickelson winning the. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Spoilers. Stay off the internet. So many countries right now coming through the opening ceremony area here. We're watching this live. Gabon. Never heard of that country before. Really cool. I like seeing everyone's outfits, their flags, their representation, seeing how many people they're sending from their country for the Olympic Games. Some people are only sending like 4, 5. There's some small countries out there. So, are you guys watching the opening ceremonies? And if you are, which ones were your favorite? I know for me, the Beijing Olympics, I'll never stop talking about this. In 2008, my absolute favorite Olympic ceremonies. They outdid themselves and set the standard and set the bar for every host country after that, and it is insane. Back to Matt.
Hello. It's me. I was wondering. Yeah, that'd be a treat to go play that golf course. It looks so nice. So anybody who's listening to this, if you want to go do a little research on this course, like where they're going to be playing, if you type in the golf course on YouTube, there's a little History Channel mini documentary. It's like 8 minutes long of the grounds crew at this course. I'm telling you, you thought like you were particular. It is incredible how they treat this course and the measurements that they're doing to keep it consistent and keep it on a high level. Would love to go play this course one day. I don't think it's, anyone of my blood can get in there. It might be way too private, but I would love to go play that course. It's just the way they treat it just made it look incredible. And the attention to detail, I think it was. They sharpen the blades every day for this course. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a treat. I think after 8 days, that course will be a little beat up. Just keeping a course for having greens that are tournament, not official, but yeah, so it's a total of 120 players, and the challenge will be they have a couple of days in between, so they can kind of let the course heal a little bit. But a lot of these golf tournaments that they're playing on the PGA Tour, they're only good for that week. Like the course plans for that weekend, and then you can't sustain that. So to see that for 8 days, I think by the third day for the ladies, they might see a little bit of a beat up course. But I'm sure they anticipate that a little bit. This ground crew looks to be the best. So I have no doubts that this will be a well-run tournament. Hopefully we see some really good scores. It looked like the 17th hole was drivable maybe for some of the guys. But and then the par 5s are just like 630 yards. There's 3 par 5s, and 2 of them do not look gettable. Even if you hit a 350-yard drive, you still have to hit it another 280. It's like I don't know, and there doesn't look to be too many elevation changes either, so that you're going to have a huge drive. But we'll obviously cover it the first day and see what it is that the course is. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a ball striker's paradise. Maybe the long ball will help you out. If it does, go Bryson. If it doesn't, still go USA. It'll be interesting to see. It will definitely be interesting to see, and I hope Hideki makes a run there. I hope he really does well. I don't want to see him at the bottom of the leaderboard. I really thought that he would have lit the Olympic flame too. I mean, that was just huge. That was just huge for Japan, for them to win the majors. Mm-mm. I'm just watching it now. Yeah, so many countries. And here's your I think on here I have the yeah, here's the Olympic field right here on everybody who will be competing for the guys. Yeah, you've got really, really good teams out there. I mean, as much as I'm rooting for, obviously, the USA teams, I think it's going to be hard to, any one of these players can come out and just have a showing. Just 1 week. I mean, Great Britain, Paul Casey, Tommy Fleetwood, going to be hard to. Ireland, Rory and Shane Lowry. Victor Hovland for Norway. I think he's a good story. I think if he were to get a medal I know I saw my dog Skeeter is over here, wants to join this. He's like nervous. He's like the most nervous dog. But I think Victor Hovland would be a great opportunity for Norway to come in. Yeah, there he is. There's our guy Skeeter. Oh my gosh. He looks so nervous, He's our nervous looking dog, I swear. He's had the best life. The absolute best life. His name is Skeeter. He's a Pomeranian. Like Skeeter and Doug. Oh, not a Pomeranian, a Papillon. Yeah. I got the P. Yeah. We have another Pomeranian. Yeah, our other dog is well groomed. What happened to you, Skeeter? He's had such a good life. We used to live on the farm together. He's a pack dog, but he needs an alpha dog around. He just kind of goes wherever the wind goes. Yeah, that's our guy. Skeeter and Stream. What kind of dog do you guys have? Anybody who's watching, I'm curious what kind of dogs you guys have. That golf dog. Yeah, we have Skeeter, who's the goodest boy. We have Mochi, who's another dog of ours. She's a Pomeranian. And they're both dad's dogs. They absolutely love them. It's funny, like once he wakes up, the house wakes up. The dogs are like, oh, finally. Yeah. He's like, don't touch me. Yeah. I know, that's about as much TV time as he can handle. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, we'll see you. What a good dog. What a good dog. That's awesome. Yeah, anything you want to add? We covered most of the stuff for the Olympic golf. I think this will be a nice segment. We'll obviously be streaming the actual event when it comes. We'll be live calling it. So just like this, a little setup like this, we'll bring you guys the action if anybody's not able to watch it or just wants to listen. Maybe you're out playing around a golf. I'd be happy to be your audio while you're out playing golf. I know I've certainly done that before. It's certainly a treat.
Yeah, a few little facts left here. I thought it was kind of cool. So I was reading that Danielle Kang, she always dreamed of wanting to be in the Olympics, but as a younger kid growing up, she thought she would be in the Olympics for Taekwondo. So I was like, oh, that's cool. She had another aspiration. She was really good at that, and she was a second-degree black belt. So I was like, good for you. And apparently when she picked up that golf club at the age of 12, it was history from there on out. 12 years old. It was kind of... Ooh, excuse me. 12 years old, picked up a golf club for the first time, and is now one of the best golfers in the world. So, pretty cool. Yeah, right. I picked one up when I was 2021. And I am not the best golfer in the world, so.
Right, so maybe that isn't one.
So maybe you have to train them straight out of the womb. You see those people on like mountains, like putting their like 2-year-old kids like on skis or snowboards, and they're actually pretty good. I'm like, that's cool. You know, teach them while they're young when they don't realize what they're doing, and then they'll just love it. Mold the mind. Molding. And here we have Croatia coming in to the Olympic Stadium. That's a really cool flag. They have like a crest that looks like a checkerboard and like France. I would say French colors, right? French colors. Let me be grammatically correct. Back to Matthew on the tee.
Whack. Yeah, one day we'll be streaming hitting golf balls. I think. I could be totally wrong, though. This could take a total different direction. Well, yeah, I mean, that covers up everything that we wanted to cover. We wanted to give you like a little pre-show for the Olympics coming up. Again, check in our channel when those streams are. We'll be doing it from 6:30, probably as deep as we can into the night. Might not catch the whole thing, but we'll give you the essentials and definitely be there for the final day. Very excited for that. It's a piece of history, and just to be a part of it and kind of do our job to perpetuate it a little bit, I think will be fun. So, anything you want to say to the viewers?
Yeah, we will be doing a play-by-play on those days, the first day and the last day. Just want to let you guys know, if you're new to streaming or new to the stream here, we are not allowed to actually show the footage or the audio, so it's not going to be live, but we will do our best to entertain you guys and just put on a good show. So if you want to engage in the comments and say hello, let us know where you're coming from, ask us what's going on, and yeah, we'd love to be a part of your day. So thank you guys for anybody who's tuned in, and we will see you on the next one.
Well said. I think that wraps it up. Thank you guys for staying in, and I think she said it. We'll see you on the next one.